Parents, are you feeling super overwhelmed by your teen's functional neurological disorder condition, short for FND, like you're thinking? Why does my teen's condition so seem complicated? I know it's very overwhelming. Did you also know that FND is not just about stress or this thing called nervous system glitch, like other people might say? So here's the deal. To understand FND fully, we need to look at it from the biopsychosocial model, which is the brain, the emotions, and environment all play a role in your teen's FND symptoms. When these factors work together, it creates this perfect storm that leads to FND. But not only that, there is these 3P factors that I talk about all the time that also influence the FND symptoms. That is predisposing factors, kind of what was kind of cooking in the oven for a long time, and precipitating factors, what triggered the symptoms, and the perpetuating factors, what is keeping the fire of FND symptom going. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about why FND symptoms happen and how they are affected by different factors in your teen's life. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding that despite a common misconception, you're not going to just focus on stress or the nervous system glitch as a reason for your teen's FND. So let's dive in. Hi, my name is Dr. Lee. I'm a pediatric health psychologist and the founder of Teen FND Academy, which is an online group coaching program that I specifically work with teens and their parents learn the skills and strategies to literally resolve FND symptoms so they get their lives back and feel like normal again, whatever that normal means for them. So today, I am here to help you understand why you cannot just focus on one thing that includes stress, anxiety, trauma, and or this nervous system glitch to help your teen to recover from FND if that is truly what you want. So once again, FND is an umbrella term to describe this miscommunication network between the brain and the body. Even though your child's brain and body are physiologically okay, that makes it really mysterious. Well, how come we can't find anything even though the symptoms are real? Yes, the symptoms are real, like tremors, paralysis, functional seizures, and brain fog. It is not caused by brain damage. However, it is about the brain and the body responding to so many different factors. And that's why it seems very mysterious. So let me walk you through. The biopsychosocial model. This is really, really important. So basically, the biopsychosocial model says that our health is influenced by three things. Our biology, like a physical part. Our psychology. These are thoughts, feeling, and emotion. But more importantly, for me, coping skills, mindset, and belief system. And our social environment, family, friends, school, and whatever the society is going on. All of these factors interact with each other and can contribute to FND symptoms. Therefore, it's not just, simple nervous system glitch. My child does not have any trauma, so it's got to be nervous system glitch. Well, yeah, nervous system glitch can happen, and it does happen a lot of times, but it's not the only thing we're talking about here. So moving on, let's talk about these 3P factors, the predisposing factors. So these are the things that make your teen more likely to develop FND in the first place. Like it could be things like a family history of FND, essentially how the body reacts to stress and things like that. Again, the stress is not the reason why your child is having FND to begin with. However, there are a lot of what was kind of cooking in the oven long before your teen started having FND symptoms. Now let's moving on to the precipitating factors. That is a trigger basically. And so it could be a stressful event, injury, recurrent illness, could be sudden change in the routine can trigger FND symptoms for anybody. For many teens, when stress becomes too much or when there is a huge change in their environment or something was happening mini level to the point it sort of hit the threshold, and that could be the trigger. And 1/3 of the kids that I work with, they don't even have any triggers. So it's like, well, one day they woke up and then having these symptoms for no reasons. That can happen too. Then the third component is a perpetuating factors. So again, this is not the reason why your child is having an FND to begin with, but this is why your child's fire of FND continues to stay alive. So it could be fear, avoidance, parents over accommodating, or constantly seeking a new diagnosis, right? So these behaviors make the problem worse and prevent your teen from getting better. Now, let's talk about this autonomic nervous system because it's really important. And this is a system that controls your teen's heart rate, breathing, and stress levels. So this is literally your body's ability to kind of gauge what's happening inside of you and outside of you. And then the body reacts based on what they think that is happening inside or or outside of you. So when this system is out of balance, quote unquote nervous system glitch, right, it can make symptoms worse. However, here's the thing. It's not just a nervous system glitch causing the FND. The nervous system imbalance is part of the bigger cycle and bigger picture. It is the biopsychosocial factors and then the 3P factors all playing a role in throwing things out of balance. So if you can think of the nervous system glitch as a result of all of these happening, therefore it looks like the nervous system glitch is only reason and only thing that is connected to the FND symptoms. However, this is just the 1Bs of the 100 BBs that's happening and that are connected. So this is why it's so dangerous and risky to just focus on one thing and then all your child needs is a chiropractor or acupuncture or massage. Don't get me wrong, I love all of them. So I'm not saying don't think about any of these chiropractic adjustments or acupuncture or massage or yoga. They're all great things. This is just one thing in the line of other things that we need to control. This is why you cannot also do this DIY thinking that you know what you're doing. It's kind of like your house is on fire and the firefighter comes in and then they give you a pamphlet of how to analyze the situation and how to put out the fire while you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. But you think, okay, well, maybe this is something I need to be doing first, which may or may not be the right thing to do. So this is why the FND is a kind of similar thing that you can't really do the DIY. I mean, this is your child's health and life we're talking about, right? So just kind of going back to why focusing on only stress or the nervous system glitch is not enough. And it's, again, the perfect storm of looking at so many other things, right? So what can you do actually? You have to start with the breaking the cycle of the perpetuating factors. If you don't know exactly why that's happening or what the triggers are, every time the symptom happens or when the symptoms started happening, or if this is something you can't really do anything about it. So like your child got sick, or your child got concussion. Well, you can't go back in time and change that, right? So that's why in my online program, Teen FND Academy, I always start with this perpetuating factors and let's break the cycle first and then we can go backwards. So what are some of the common perpetuating factors maybe you and your teen can work on? Well, I can think of a few. Like, for example, if your teen starts avoiding school because they're afraid of having an FND episode, then the avoidance itself becomes the perpetuating factor or one of the perpetuating factors because that makes the problem worse, right? Like your child is scared of going to school because of the FND symptoms or having the flare-ups. And then therefore the avoidance itself becomes the, okay, let's keep this fire going, right? So help your child face the fear in small baby steps, manageable ways so they can start taking the control is really important. So let's start with the fear. Encourage your teen, not force or make, encourage your teen to manage the fear. So this is where the practicing the autonomic nervous system regulation strategies, not just the calming, but also uplifting so then they're kind of balancing themselves, is just the beginning, as you know this already. So it's not the all thing, end all be all. This is just the beginning. But facing the fear little by little, it doesn't have to be starting with the school. It could be something like, I'm not sure. Just try 1%, right? And this is where you can also come up with an incentive plan so that your child is more likely to be a little bit more excited or like have some sort of enticing things to look forward to after they're done with the thing that they're scared of. Okay, so for you parents, over accommodating as a parent, you want to help, I know, but doing everything for your teen is going to make them feel like they can't really manage things on their own. Yes, there are limitations. Absolutely, I get that. So that's a reality. However, we got to start somewhere, right? So let's make them or let them take small steps towards independence. In my program, for example, Teen FND Academy, I teach teens to increase their sense of control and awareness, which are the two must ingredients to recover from FND. So things like decision making, very simple thing. Do you want to have dinner now at the table or 5 minutes? So it's simple choices, but the teens are learning how to make a decision on their own, even though it's kind of silly, unimportant, simple stuff. It doesn't matter. We got to start somewhere so the teen will continue to have this decision-making ability, feeling confident And that is going to help them to start moving in the right direction to make progress towards healing. What about chasing new diagnosis? Well, trying to find new diagnosis or treatment can lead to more confusion and stress. I don't know about you, but if you keep chasing for just like a golden ticket for resolving the FND conditions once and for all and relatively quickly, then I guarantee you there is no such thing. You're just like chasing after the mirage, and then you're taking your teen along the way who is going to feel exhausted, right? So instead, focus on treating FND with the right plan and consistent approach. You got to start somewhere, right? So even if you think that, okay, autonomic nervous system glitch is really important, by now, this is not the only thing that you have to focus on, but that's the start. But you shouldn't end there. You got to keep going, not to find a new diagnosis. However, this autonomic nervous system glitch by going through those providers, as I mentioned, chiropractor, acupuncture, and yoga and stuff like that, is going to help them, but it doesn't help you, right? So you also need to learn what you can do as a parent to help their teen get better. So if you don't know what the right plan is for you and your family, then usually that means you're not working with a teen FND specialist, or there is a possibility you're not jiving with that therapist. So ask yourself, okay? Then next, work on the precipitating factors. It's the trigger thing, right? For example, if a school is a trigger for some teens, maybe this is for your case as well, then help your teen manage schoolwork without overwhelming. So this sounds like a super simple thing, and I do have a whole bunch of videos about what to do with school. So check them out after watching this video, and set up a manageable schedule, something like, for example, and teach them strategies to reduce their stress level, or come up with a plan and strategies and things like that, working with the teen and the school. So then finally, address the predisposing factor. So what was kind of cooking in the oven, right? Things that makes your teen more likely to have FND in the first place. And then usually this is a place where I cover in my online program, Teen FND Academy, towards the end, like a very, very end. Because my program is set for the Brain for Teens methodology, which starts with the what of FND, and then how to get better, and then the why, right? So this why is the predisposing factor usually. So because these are usually harder to change, but understanding them is going to help you and your teen manage the risk better. Right. So once you've tackled the perpetuating and then precipitating factors, then you can start work on the managing these predisposing factors over time. So just to recap, FND is not just stress or nervous system glitch. Okay, got that? It's a complex condition influenced by the biopsychosocial phenomenon and the 3P factors. These factors all contribute to your teen's symptoms. So to really help them heal, we need to address kind of all of them together. This is why DIY is not the way to go. I know it can feel overwhelming, yes, because there are so many things to work on. That's why you don't want to do that DIY, right? But the first step in helping your teens to really understand all of these layers, that includes you needing to understand all of these layers as well. Therefore, simply doing a DIY style of piecemealing things together on your own is not really the answer to solve your teen's FND. Kind of like if you're not a dentist and your teen has a cavity, then you can't just piecemeal together and DIY and then see if the cavity is going to be gone. You kind of need to go see a specialist. Same thing for FND, okay? And if you're ready to get started under a guidance of teen FND expert, and you and your teen are on the same page in terms of wanting to get better, then check out my website and then see if you qualify for the program. And in my program, FND Academy, we walk through this process of breaking the cycle and healing together. And then I've seen so many successful cases, and I am perfectly convinced that resolving FND and curing from FND is very much a possibility. Well, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.